Hey guys, so we are now 13 weeks out. So we'll do a little bit of a recap on last week. Last week was the high, medium, low, with the food, with the cyclical intake.
We talked a little bit about that last week and how our first days were kind of feeling, eh?
Yeah, and shit was pretty rough because there'd been we got right out of routine and had some rough sleeps. So
Yeah.
sort of come Wednesday, wasn't feeling so positive about it.
Or
But
confident either,
yeah, or
eh?
confident. But in saying that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday were kind of the days where food sort of there was two lows and
Medium.
a medium. So that kind of it came through really good for us actually in the end. So
Yeah.
it was real cool. Both got probably the biggest drop as far as body fat goes that we've had over the past 4 or 5 weeks. So
Yeah, the whole prep, really.
yeah, so that was really positive. And that was the third week without cardio in there,
Yeah, which is really cool.
which is
It's
cool
good.
as well. So it just goes to show like how important it is to support your metabolism and feed the machine, like you can't just starve yourself and run yourself into the ground. Like you're not going to get results that way. So it's about being
Smart.
smart, working, smarter
Yeah.
sometimes, and the hard work still gets done. Like so on those low days we're dieting reasonably hard, and the moderate days you haven't got sort of too much food in around your workouts and that. But having
High days, good.
the high days to look forward to definitely
Yeah.
gets you through. So
It's good mentally, but also it's good for, like Brendan said, because the other days are so low, you need it. Like your body actually needs it to be able to keep that metabolism ticking along. But yeah, so we found that real productive, which is good.
yeah, it was a good call. The other thing too that I thought I'd mention is like it's cool to be able to measure and manage, and also like you can apply a tool and then you can take it out
Yeah.
and then you can bring it back in at a later date. Like a lot of people get stuck in the kind of cycle of they'll start a comp prep and they'll just rip shit and bust into everything. So they change their diets. They'll do a big drop in calories. Okay, cool. That's going to elicit a change. That's awesome. But they will start their cardio 30 to 45 minutes, 4 or 5 times a week, and start putting everything in, which to start with, which will start with is awesome, and it might get you a really good drop, but you kind of want to play your cards sort of as you need them, not so, because otherwise you're going to run out of tools. And the other thing in that regards is, there's no reason to say that you can't put cardio in 4 or 5 times a week for 30 to 45 minutes or whatever you choose for a couple of weeks, and then pull it out. Like you're not going to get fat if you are moving forward with another tool to keep your progress happening, So essentially we did some HIT for a couple of weeks. We did some fasted cardio. That was over 3 weeks. Pulled it all out for the last 3 weeks. Just went with food manipulation, the fasting techniques, more saunas, better sleep, that sort of shit. And it's kept progressing in the direction that we wanted. So
It's important because people forget or don't see them as tools. Like that's all that they are. Like cardio doesn't need to be done every day. It's a tool to use. You use a tool too much and it becomes ineffective. So like Brennan said, bringing it out, putting it back in, it works really well just to keep everything ticking along and not having to hurt too much either, which
definitely,
is good.
yeah. It's
Taking the stress off the system.
and just the food's just so massive, like you can't expect your body to keep wanting to burn fat if you put a lot of stress on the system. And as you pull more and more food out, you have to be really onto it with, what you're actually doing to support your recovery and that type of thing, We've got all this. We've got a few bits and pieces down here behind us. So supplementation, we'll run through a few of those with you. That's the other thing that's super important. The less food, the more output, the more stress on the body, the less we're getting back from our food as far as vitamins, minerals, nutrients and that type of thing. That's when the supplementation needs to keep
So important.
seeps sort of coming in. And it might seem silly to be taking 10 or 15 different nutrients, but the thing is
Least that.
yeah, the thing is, if you're not getting that back from your food, then you're lacking. It's like these big missing links, in your armor, which is essentially going to slow down, how the body's operating, how your metabolism's ticking over, and all that type of thing. So
if you're not in balance, you'll get nowhere.
yeah,
It's the honest truth with it too. No matter how hard you push your body, especially for females too, if you're hormonally out of balance, then say goodbye to any fat burning at all. It just won't work. You'll see there's heaps of stuff that I take too that's to help balance stuff out as well.
and that's it. Like you can still get super lean and still have a monthly cycle, keep having your period. There's no reason why you shouldn't be if you're putting
Supporting
in the
the system.
nutrients to support your system. So
You want to do that too because it keeps you healthy. The point of comp prep is not that you should be the healthiest that you have ever been when you get to the end of that prep. You should still be, like Brendan said, getting your period every month. You should be in sync with all that stuff more than you ever have been before.
yeah, it's just dispelling all the bullshit myths,
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get weaker as you go through. Bullshit. Like, we're going to get stronger. We're getting stronger every week. It's because we're putting the time into the recovery aspect of it,
Food gets low, but that's not the be-all and end-all of it.
exactly.
At all.
You can still get through on low food. It's just having that support there,
Yeah.
We want to get stronger. We want to get leaner. We're going to get more efficient. You're just
Feel healthy.
tuning the machine just to be super, efficient and on point. And that's how you do a healthy prep. Cool, we'll flip it around and we'll show you some subs. Alright, so we're going to start with our foundations. So this is kind of the basics. These are in our intake all the time. So you've got probiotic, okay, so gut health, immune support, all those types of good things, like just general health and well-being, okay. If you're getting sick often, smash a probiotic in. Make sure it's a good quality one. Just so your body gets the support it needs. We've got magnesium. We've got super omegas. Okay, so real high quality, high dosage fish oils. All fish oils aren't created equally, so be careful of the shit you're buying.
None of the supplements are created equal, so be really careful of how good quality it is.
And make sure when you're looking at your fish oils too, it's the EPA and the DHA on the back there that really count, See, there's 2,000 milligrams of natural fish oil concentrate. We've got about 1,200 of the EPA and the DHA, the omegas, so that's good, okay? When you're looking at those ones in the supermarket that say 1,500 mgs, spin it around and you'll be lucky if you get 300 or 400 milligrams combined of the EPA and DHA. They're rubbish, throw them away.
The rest is filled with fillers.
Liver care, okay, so liver support, just detoxification. Your liver is your biggest fat burning organ. It is the body's garbage collector, okay? So if you've got a healthy liver, you can get all the shit out of your system and get rid of it. What else have we got? We've got zinc here, so once again, hormone support. It's just critical enzymes, like they're just going to help lots of functions in your body. So those are kind of what we call foundations. We've got Mac powder. It's just good for anti-stress, supports energy levels, just a good body balance. Pure Greens, this shit's absolutely amazing. Digestion, detoxification, gut health, immune system. Like
same as the probiotic, you should be taking it every day, a couple serves. It'll help with keeping that healthy gut too.
Yeah, these ones here, that's what you kind of call your health safety net. So if diet starts turning a little bit to shit, you stay on top of these ones, things still kind of stay in check, you're not going to fall apart.
Must-haves.
Yeah, definitely. What do we got? Vitamin D, that's really important. So that can kind of go on the foundations as well. We just don't get the sunlight and the vitamin D that we need. So once again, really important. What have we got? So NAC, so this helps with what we call glutathione production, supports cellular health, once again liver.
Getting more into our hormone specific supplements here as well.
Thorn, sort of basic B complex, B vitamins are essential for lots of factors happening in the body, so
Supracortisol support, so this is another really important one to help with adrenal function, if the body's under stress, when you add in that cardio, or with low food as well. Even just for general too, like if we're drinking too much caffeine, or if the body's under stress, we're quite overweight, this is one of the biggest things that will stop people from making progress.
Really good if you're probably having issues with sleep as well, because it's got Relora in there, it's got heaps of natural herbs that are just going to help wind down that CNS, bring that stress down, and just help you sort of chill out a bit. We've got some more hormone-specific supplements that Michaela's using at the moment, so
all three of them work in conjunction really well to help bring hormonal balance. So if you've got really high estrogen, it'll help to bring that back in balance as well, because too high isn't good. Same with if you've got really high testosterone, it helps to balance them out. So they're kind of like yin and yang products. We've had women that haven't had their periods for like 3 or 4 years start taking these, in particular the Vitex as well, within a couple of months getting it back and just getting that balance back in, which can be a really big factor after taking the pill and things like that, because it sends you out of sync. So they're good.
Up the back here we have acetyl L-carnitine, True Focus. Those two there are kind of we use them pre-workout and that type of thing. Acetyl L-carnitine will help with fat metabolization. It also helps with mental clarity, sort of helping you burn fat, and works in really well with the True Focus, which is a lot about neurotransmitters. It's got a bit of tyrosine and stuff in there too, which will support your thyroid. So
that's similar to pre-workout, but just natural, so there's less of a load on your system there too.
You know, and what we like about it too is it'll pick you up and give you a nice clear-headed focus and get you in the zone, but then you don't get a big crash or anything out, you know, afterwards, like that's associated with caffeine and stimulants. Taurine, we always throw that in before bed, so that helps with nervous system health. Glycine is, that one's neurotransmitters again, but it also supports liver function, helps with sleep, which is really cool. So just really good healthy products. Glutamine's amazing stuff. It's anti-catabolic. It also supports muscle recovery, and it's really good for your gut health. So that's a cool product as well. BCAAs, so we smash those intra-workout. I sort of have a little bit of carbs with mine. Michaela not so much, but yeah, they're awesome to have in there. They've got electrolytes in there as well, so
important for when you're breaking down muscle tissue during your trains.
And then we've got polycosanol. That helps with cholesterol support.
This is these 4 products was the part of that stack we were telling you guys about a couple of weeks ago, the PAGs. So that's just those products there.
RALA, that's what we call like a GDA, which is sort of like a glucose disposal agent. It just helps with nutrient partitioning, and if we're eating carbs and that type of thing, it sort of optimizes the absorption and helps them get it into the cells, and just helps you be more efficient, use them more efficiently. Green tea extract's a bit of a fat burner, okay, so the EGCG does its thing, and
we do ours decaffeinated too, so you don't get that caffeine spike as well.
Yep, and garlic oil, once again, that helps with cholesterol, and also helps with liberating lipids or fats from your bloodstream. So that's kind of that's most of the things at the moment. Yep. We'll smash like a vitamin C and that type of thing in there as well, 2 or 3 times a day. Protein powder, but other than that, it's just good, clean food. So just things to be sort of aware of, like, you know, it's not a really hard process, or it doesn't have to be if we look after ourselves during. Alright, so massive video.
That was all the supplements, but you can kind of see now that it's more than just lifting weights and eating no food. Like, you should see that from what we've been saying to you guys lately anyway, but supporting the system is a huge, huge part of it. If you didn't have that, like we said, you wouldn't really get very far. They're quite important, but yeah. And
the thing is too, is like, you don't need all of that. The basics, the foundations will kind of give you enough system support, but for us, like,
it's the extremes of what we do.
Yeah, yeah, and it's taking it to that next level. Like, you know, we want to, we're competing. We want to compete at the absolute highest level in our federation, and we want to bring, like, you know, the maximum condition, and we really want to push it to the absolute sort of limit as far as how the body's going to perform and where it's going to go.
If you can use something, I say this to clients all the time too, but if you can use something that's going to help support your system, that's natural, and there's no side effects to it, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. And the thing is too, for us, is like, you know, it might seem like a lot of stuff, but we're busy, like, we're flat out running a business, you know, 6 days a week, like, we're training like balls out, like pushing it to the absolute limit. You know, like, everything has to be on point, and we want to feel energized and enthusiastic and positive, and, you know, like, just we want to feel good for the whole time. Don't want to be dragging our ass around feeling like shit, being miserable, because that's going to flow over into other areas of our lives as well. So it's just about, it's doing what we enjoy, and it's what we're passionate about, and we want to do it the best we can, so we throw sort of everything at it. And for us, taking the supplements makes the process more comfortable, it makes it a little bit easier, and that's kind of... Alright, so this week we're going to be sticking with the low, medium, high, a little bit different. So we're going to have like a treat meal post-workout a couple of times a week, clean treat, okay, but we're not going to carb up throughout the whole day, so that's kind of where it's different. And we're also doing, we're going to use the sprints again that we used originally, so
a little more structured the way with the caffeine settling beforehand with
the
carnitine.
So we're going to get up in the morning, we're going to have a coffee shot, organic coffee, espresso, and we're going to have that with our acetyl carnitine and our True Focus. So that kind of gets everything sort of operating, gets that body into that fat burning mode, and we're going to do sort of 10 to 15 minutes of sprints, and we're just going to see how it goes, and pretty positive that we'll get another good sort of return on it, and just keep chucking along. And all the supplements are available on our site, dynamicnutrition.co.nz, so jump on there. If you've got any questions about your situation and your personal health,
and what you may be able to take to help as well,
just yell out, like, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or flick us an email. All the info's there on the website, so just contact us, we're happy to help. And we'll keep you updated as we go along, and we'll talk again next week. Cool, cheers.
See ya.